proud of our kids. They just made really good adjustments after that first time through the order. I told them that this was not going to be easy and we just needed to keep fighting. And, they have good pitching, good defense, good hitters, and we just had to, score first to get some momentum, and we were able to do that.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go to questions. Sean, you want to get us started?
Hey, Krista, how big was that Kylie's 2-run home run to settle any kind of nerves that maybe your team had, in their first NCAA game?
I mean, it was huge. It was huge. Anytime you can score first, it kind of sets the tone for the game. And it just gave our kids confidence that, hey, like, we can do this. Like Kylie, we got somebody on, she hits a shot, and you could just tell we kind of took a deep breath, and we were like, okay, because we know our pitching and our defense is pretty good. And I even thought, we thought, it was going to be a low scoring game. So we knew we could win that game with 2 runs.
And then piggybacking off of that, once they cut it to 2-1, you guys answer that next at bat with another 2-run home run. Just how crucial was that too?
Again, we've been working all year on what we call answer back. And sometimes we don't get opportunities if teams don't score on us, but we take pride in the fact of we answer back the inning after we get scored on. And that's something that we really, really have talked about, and we have been pretty good at it all year. And I mean, again, then it swings the momentum back our way.
It was your NCAA tournament debut. Rain comes in, delays a little more. How did you guys just kind of handle that? And then were you just ready to get out in the field as soon as you could?
Yeah, I mean, we just kept them in. I mean, it was nice that we could stay at the hotel and we didn't have to sit around in dugouts and wait. So we kind of just kept it light at the hotel, ate our lunch. And I think our kids were watching other NCAA games going on TV. But, I told our kids to not waste their energy and to just kind of relax and hang tight, because, we could get really antsy sitting in the hotel. So I think it was important to have focused energy at the hotel and not waste it there.
Zach?
Coach, this may surprise some people who don't know this program, that you obviously performed this well, but it really didn't look like your team was out of their element at all. I mean, I know they've been preparing for this the whole year. Did you just feel comfortable with them this is basically kind of what they talked about, and they lived up to it?
Yeah, I mean, we've been working for this all year, and to have this opportunity to play here, I told our kids, we are not going to back down. We are going to make some noise here, and we're going to make a statement for South Dakota State. We've never been to an NCAA tournament, and now we are going to make some noise so people know even more about us than just winning the Summit League. And we have a lot of kids on our team that have played good competition in summer ball and have played some of these elite players. And we just talked about the fact that, the bases are still 60 feet for everybody and everything's the same. We're just on this platform now playing this team, and we can play with anybody.
I was going to say too, last week, your offense was a little slower in those first 2 games of the Summit League tournament. Maybe there was some tension out of the fact that obviously you were finally there and it was the big moment. You feel like just maybe everything that happened last week allowed them to come into this maybe looser than they were a week ago when you played in the Summit tournament?
Yeah, I mean, and I've been asked this question before, and, I really think that us coming out of the losers bracket made us a better team. We really came together, fought together to do that. But, we had never gone into the Summit League tournament as the number 1 seed. And I think we felt a little pressure that, after, I think North Dakota State got upset by UND. Is kind of like, dang, anything can happen. And, everyone's shooting for you. You're the big dog. And so I had to let them know that, hey, like, we've worked too hard for this. And we've ran through this league. I mean, we were 21-1, I think, going through the league. So if there's any team that can win the league after that loss, it was going to be us because of our pitching staff, our defense, and our hitters up and down the lineup. But they just needed to believe it. And we just needed to flush that loss and just start getting after it again and playing loose and having fun.
You got to look at Arkansas last year. I know that was last year and it was COVID, weird year, but what do you think going into tomorrow? Obviously, if you win, you're in a driver's seat to make a super regional. Does the fact you played them a year ago give you maybe a little bit of an edge? Not an edge, but does it make you a little more comfortable since you kind of know a little bit of what's coming?
Yeah, I would say for sure. I mean, coming down here, playing on their field before, playing them. I mean, we've seen them. We hung with them. I mean, we didn't. Grace did not throw that game, or we didn't have Tori at that time. And I think our pitching staff's a little bit stronger at this point, but I mean, I think seeing them, and I know when we were here, we watched them, get beat by, I think it was Montana. So our kids know, like, anybody's vulnerable. Everyone has to play. Everyone has to earn their right to win.
And finally, I mean, do you go in with a little bit of an attitude of, there's no pressure on us tomorrow? I mean, obviously they're the home seed. They're a team that's contending to that many would expect maybe to make a run for the College World Series. Can you take that approach? I know obviously you're, like you said, you're not just here to do two in a barbecue, but do you kind of feel like you can go in again loose tomorrow, knowing that, obviously the expectation will be for them to win?
Absolutely. I mean, I think we have nothing to lose. We've never been here, and they're supposed to win, and we're just going to put the pressure on. And that's going to kind of be the mentality that we have is, have good at bats, take pitchers deep into counts, play good defense, and, just try to put the pressure on them and put them on their heels.
Eric Lopez.
Coach, congrats on the win. Talk about going with Grace there. She was fantastic. What went into that decision of going with her? Because you have great options, but she was fantastic. What was working for her today?
She did a good job mixing speeds, throwing her curve, throwing her fastball, and even a changeup. She got the 3 different speeds. The one pitch that got hit out on her, she was just a little elevated, but we knew they were aggressive hitters, and we knew they were going to swing early, so we needed to keep the ball low early in the count. And she did a great job of mixing it around, staying off the plate, and managing her counts in different situations. And then behind her, we just played good defense.
Let's kind of expand on it. You mentioned earlier you played at this field last year. You played Arkansas, but more specifically, you played at this stadium. Do you think that helped this group kind of be relaxed, that they've been in a familiar surroundings? Because from watching it, it looked like you look comfortable, very comfortable, which a lot of times a team that plays their first NCAA tournament games plays with nervous, but that was not the case with your team.
Right. Yeah. I mean, 100% it helped that we came down here and played in a tournament. But we also talked about giving energy to things that matter, and not all the, not the music and not the banners and not all the fans. And so we're giving energy to the right things and control the things that we can control. I mean, even that double play ball that I thought we rolled up, like we didn't get all, bent out of shape on it. We just kept rolling with the punches. But, I think it's all about focusing on what matters. And I thought our kids did a good job of acting like they've been here, even though they hadn't been here.
How much of that too? And you've told me this in the past when we've talked about, not to get too high and not to get too low, very even keel. Boy, your team seems to follow that very well. They didn't get too high when they got off to the great start. They didn't get too low when Stanford made the push. Very even keel team here. Yeah,
we try to tell our kids, respond with ability. And if you're good at playing at a 5, then you need to keep yourself at a 5. If you feel comfortable playing at like a 4 or a 3, then take it back a notch and just make sure you're in your zone ready to play. And again, I think, we talked to our kids after that first time through the order, and we said, hey, we didn't say this was going to be easy. Okay, you got to fight. We're not feeling sorry for ourselves right now if we got out, because you're going to strike out. This is regionals. We're going to see good pitching. We're going to see good hitters. You're going to give up home runs. It's going to happen, but you got to respond with ability. And I think our team did a good job with that.
The killer instinct too. You broke that game open against a really good pitcher. Just talk about that killer instinct to put that game away and not let Stanford hang around there and put it out of reach.
Yeah, and I think it's important, like I said earlier, was, we scored, then they came back and hit a 1-run shot, but then are we going to answer back and get the momentum swinging back our way? And I think that's important. And we talk about that all the time is, hey, keep the momentum on our side. And whether or not that means we score, but we're putting runners in scoring position, we're putting pressure on them, we can keep that kind of feeling good and that momentum on our side with that. And, it was huge when Jaws came up and hit that 2-run shot to put us up by 3 at that point. And then Kylie came back up again to kind of close the door. And at that point, I think we felt really confident about the fact that they weren't going to score 6 runs on our pitcher.
You mentioned the weather delay there. I mean, sometimes you've been dealing with weather at the Summer League there, various weather deals. Is that something that is kind of a custom there maybe with this group that, you're used to having some delays for various reasons that, weren't fazed by that at all?
I mean, this year we had a few weather delays, and I'll be honest with you, we had one weather delay earlier this year up in Kansas, and we sat around and waited to play UNI and actually played the worst game of the year. And we really talked about that, and we learned about how we put our energy somewhere that we didn't need to, and that by the time we got to the game, we were drained and we were checked out. It just seemed like a long day. So I think that experience for us was very beneficial in this moment.
My last question. I know you got a lot of work to do still in this regional, but to get this win for the program, a lot of the national audience is going to see this score against Stanford. People that maybe don't know your program now know your program very well. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot because I think we made a statement. We didn't just accidentally win. Like, we came out and won 7-1. And again, the Jackrabbits have never been put on the map. And I'm so proud of our kids that they didn't back down to this opportunity and they put us on the map, and we made a statement in game 1, and we just didn't come out, lose game 1 and then win game 2. We made a statement right away, and we weren't backing down here at a regional, even though it's the first time our kids have ever been here.